Hey, thanks for buying a vehicle kit from us. This is a great first aid kit to be able to hold on your vehicle. The pouch itself has some cool features. I'm going to go over some of that stuff. But really the purpose of this is just to get you to touch all of this stuff inside and understand what you have available to you in this kit. So that way you're ready to rock if something happens while you're out on the road, okay? Or just even at the park. Okay, so you'll see this thing can unclip like this. It can clip back this way. You can cinch it up. You can actually even take off this side, all right, and flip it around so that way it works better, so that way the adjustable straps are available to you on the outside. So I'm just gonna clip it like that for now. You can see when you do that, then it's actually able to detach from there. If you have it clipped still around it, it actually will hold this backing around the pouch. So if you're running around with it, you can hold it in there, okay? But I'm gonna just take this off for now. This you'll wanna mount, I use it to mount it to my headrest, but you can mount it anywhere you want or not mount it, your choice. There is Velcro on the back. It is the rougher side. So a lot of the vehicles now, if you flip up pickup trucks and stuff like that, they have kind of that almost carpety feel on them. You can actually stick this right to it if you'd like to do it that way too. All right. Next thing is I'm just going to have it open it up, and we're going to take everything out of this and just to look at it and go over what everything is real quick for you. But really, we don't want to overcomplicate this. This is a pretty simple kit. There isn't a whole lot in it that you need that's outside of the normal, okay? We curated this kit to be a good 90% solution to everything you're going to come across, okay? And keep price point in mind too. All right, so you're going to see down here, you're going to have a little med kit. That med kit has everything from Pepto-Bismol for when your kids have indigestion, to the motion sickness stuff, to ibuprofen for headaches, to Tylenol for pain. All that fun stuff is all in here. The other thing you're going to have is a few folded up Castile soap towelettes. I'm just going to keep that there. That's for obviously wiping hands off if you need to use it that way, or for wound cleaning real quick. All right. And I'm going to just leave this in here because it's easier, is the athletic tape. There's a roll of athletic tape. That's great for sprained ankles, twisted ankles. If your kids get blisters while they're out on monkey bars or something like that, you can wrap it around there. If they fall, you can stabilize something with that. It's kind of like a quick makeshift stabilization for a joint if you need to, okay? And we're going to have videos on how to do all that in our ViTAC University. So if you need to know how to tape an ankle, great. Go to ViTAC University. We're going to have a video on how to actually do that for you, okay? Next thing is, right here, you got a little pen light, conforming gauze, gloves, ace wrap. Then you're going to have some topical stuff. And this, for the most part, should be all in a little baggie now. When I was building these kits on my end, not everything was totally in a baggie. But we got a lot of cool stuff in here. So I want you to pull everything out so you can see exactly what you have. Because it's important that you know what's available to you and where it is in the process of all this, okay? Yeah, nice pack. Now, the biggest thing you need to make sure you know where it is going to be the bleed stopping stuff, right? Because that's the biggest problem is if there's a bleed, a major bleed especially, you want to make sure you can stop that quickly. The biggest thing we have in this kit right now, and we included it specifically to be able to stop those larger bleeds, for two reasons. One, so that way you prevent more blood loss, of course. Two, but it is to prevent and protect your interior of your vehicle or the carpet or their clothing or whatever you might have, is this right here. It's quick clog hemostatic gauze. You're going to want to open this up and you'll just apply it directly to the wound, pack it into a cut if it's a deep cut. But check out ViTAC University. We'll have a little thing on this too. All right, but this can stop bleeding up to 5 times faster. Okay, so know where that is. And then I'm going to just kind of put everything together that makes sense. So I'm going to put my bleed stuff together. I'm going to put all that. And then the quick, easy, non-emergency use stuff can be separated, okay? So as you can see, I got my Band-Aids. I'm going to put all my Band-Aids together. I'm going to put this with my bleed, all right? I'm going to put my little towelettes kind of with my Band-Aids. You should have some steri strips in there. This is for like a cut and to be able to close that cut. And then... Oh, almost didn't pull it out. And then you have some liquid skin. I would keep your steri strips and liquid skin together. This is going to be like your wound closure system. Liquid skin is basically super glue for your skin. It'll help keep the wound closed, but it also seals out bacteria, all that stuff, dirt, okay? So the other thing you're going to want to do is prep this stuff as you go to get it ready. So on this, you're going to want to just give this a quick twist and pull up. It should pop right off. And then on here, there's a little tip you'll see that you want to bend back and forth. Okay. If you want to leave it sealed, great. You know, it'll preserve it a little longer just to make sure it doesn't dry out quickly. But if you want to prep it so that way you're not dealing with it later, then great. But otherwise, all you need to know is you need to bend this back and forth and then rip it off with your teeth or with your fingers or twist it, stuff like that, okay? Just break it off. All right, so you know that. Next for bleed is also gonna be your non-adherent gauze pad. So I'm gonna put that all over here. My meds I'm gonna keep separate. I'm gonna keep my Band-Aids and my Castile soap wipes. I'm gonna keep my gloves just separated because if it's my own kid I'm working on, I'm not worried about gloves, right? But if you wanna keep your hands clean, you have a set of gloves in here. All right, I'm gonna put these View Guard dressings here with my steri strips. These are just little clear dressings you can put right over a wound after you've already cleaned it and dressed it, you know, with steri strips or whatever. It helps just seal it off from the environment, right? So that way dirt and water and all the other stuff doesn't get into your wound. So you got 2 of those. It's great for if you're out playing or running around and stuff like that and you still got a while to go on your trip and you just don't want dirt in this thing. Use those. Okay. And then I got my topicals. So I'm going to keep my topicals all here together. Look through them. You should have some triple antibiotic ointment. You should have some hydrocortisone cream. And I do believe we have these in a little baggie now, so it's a little easier to work with. Okay. So I got my triple antibiotics, my hydrocortisone cream, and we have some little sting wipes too. So if your kids get bug bites or whatever, you can wipe these on there too, and it helps keep the itch away and also cleans out the bite. Okay? All right. So now I know what I all have here. Now I'm going to just pack it away in a way that makes sense to me. Again, the way that they come probably makes the most sense, but I just want you to do this, pack it yourself so that way you know exactly where everything is and you're familiar with your kit. The other thing is, if you are missing anything, please reach out to us and make sure we know so we can get you everything that you might be missing, okay? So I'm gonna put my ice pack right back in here. Again, great for if your kids roll an ankle or bump their head or whatever and you're just out and about at the park. Great, you have an ice pack until you get home, makes the kid feel better, gets them to stop crying, makes them feel tough, right? Okay, now the next thing is I'm gonna go for my big bleed. All right, that's what I want to make sure I can get to very quickly. So I can either wrap up, roll these up and put them here. That way it's right there, pull it all out and I got my bleed there. Or I can tuck it up in here, fold it as well. So really it's your choice. Whatever is easiest for you to gain access to is going to be the way to go. All right, so I'm going to try it right here because I like the idea of my bleed stuff right here, quick and accessible. It's going to be weird because you got your athletic tape right here. I'm going to just leave this here because it's easier on folding it up. I'm also going to put my meds right there because I think that's a nice, easy way to get to the meds. And we might move the meds actually. But I'm going to put all my bleed stuff. So I'm going to put my non-adherent pads right there as well. And I'm, of course, going to put my quick clot first and my non-adherent pads second. So you may need to just roll them, fold them in half. That works. You can do that. Tuck them right there. And then I'm going to put this just on top because it is quick and easy to do it that way. I know I'm going to tuck this. I know I'm grabbing for this yellow tab. That's what I want to grab for if I got a major bleed. This is going to be able to be the one that stops bleeding the quickest. Okay? So I got all my bleed stuff right here. The big quick bleed. All right. The next things I'm going to worry about is where is my stuff that I'm going to always use a lot. That's going to be my Band-Aids, of course, right? And maybe my wipes and antiseptic wipes and all the other stuff. So let's see here. I'm going to put my Band-Aids just because it is going to be the easiest one to grab. Is I'm going to grab this and these, which is my steri strips and my View Guard dressings. I'm going to tuck this back here just because they're out of the way. Those aren't something that you really need in an emergency. My tweezers, I'm actually going to wrap right over this because it keeps it kind of here off to the side and accessible for splinters and things like that when we're at the park or playing outside. All right. And I'm going to use the other side for my pen light. So again, this pen light, it'll have a little cap on the top. All it is a little switch right here. See? Boom. Off. All right. Make sure you know how to use it. It's just there if you get an emergency. You can use it to signal something. You can use it to look around and stuff like that. Our advanced kit for the vehicle has an actual headlamp as well, so if you need it. All right. All right, next things that you're going to want to have access to is this is going to be kind of tucked down in there along with some of these more topical things. Again, baggies and things like that will help organize this a little bit better for you, make it easier. Our packer is also going to be using baggies now to keep everything a little bit more organized. I'm going to put my gloves right here. I'll put my ace wrap right in there for sure. And then this is kind of the challenge. Where do I want to put this so it's easy to grab? Again, this isn't going to be an emergency. So you can tuck it down in here if you'd like. You can put it in your baggie with your Band-Aids. Something like that. That's actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my baggie with my Band-Aids. Because now I know exactly where that is. And it's always good, even Band-Aids, you might use that super glue to do that. All right. So I'm going to tuck my Band-Aids in their baggie right here too, because that's going to be what I'm going to use the most, is right here, quick, easy, accessible. And then I'm going to tuck my large Band-Aids back here, right into there. Now, I got my meds. And I think I'm going to tuck my meds right behind my Band-Aids. That's a little tight, too tight. All right, let's do that. Let's just tuck it right here. So I have them. My meds are right here, easily accessible. I know this baggie is my meds. I can actually use a marker, write meds here, so that way if you're telling your kids, hey, grab the little baggie out of the first aid kit, they know what they're looking for, okay? And then all I got left is my wipes and my safety pins. My safety pins, you can actually just pin one of them to this. That's what I would do actually normally, is just pin it right here, pin it onto here, pin it onto one of these tabs, things like that, so that way you know where they are. These are great to pop blisters or be able to actually secure your ace wrap a little bit more if you're wrapping an ankle and stuff like that. For now, I'm just going to actually put that in the baggie with my meds because it's kind of a random tool I'll use here and there, but very rarely. All right, so it can sink down to the bottom of that baggie. I know where they are then. All right, the rest is just your Castile soap wipes. Now what I would do is take one or two of these things, whether it's a little strip of 3 or whatever, and I'm just going to tuck it right here, right at the top with my Band-Aids. Why? Because I want it easily accessible for me, my kids, whatever, to be able to wipe off a wound real quick, get the dirt out of it, something like that before I'm putting a Band-Aid on. The rest of them, I'm actually just going to keep like this, and I'm going to just tuck them down into this pouch, just behind some of the other stuff I'm not going to use very often. And the reason is because for right now, that's just backups, right? I'm not worried about it right now. That'll be when I need to refill this. And once I use these up, cool, I'll add more up here, just kind of recycling and refilling your kit. But that right there is how I have mine set up. Again, the biggest priority is your bleed. Make sure you get that somewhere quick and easy, so that way if you do have a major bleed, you can stop that quickly, because sight of blood makes a lot of people woozy, things like that. You don't want that to kind of throw you off and trying to dig through this, plus you're getting blood all over all the packaging. You can just come right here and you can grab all of this out and you can run over there. The other nice thing is because of how this works, you can actually, if you have an emergency down there and this is strapped to your headrest, you can run into your car and you can actually just grab it and run and go take care of whatever you need to take care of, okay? So just however you have it packed, now make sure it zips up okay. If you need to adjust things, you may need to adjust things. I might even need to adjust things, we'll see. Oh, mine's good. Yep, and it should be tight. We didn't want to make a huge pouch, but it should be tight. You can kind of work it around, move it around a little bit. They'll kind of settle into there, okay? But again, you guys, thank you so much for buying a vehicle first aid kit from us at ViTAC. We're a veteran-owned business, and we appreciate your business so much. If there's anything we can do for you, any questions, please reach out to us. Otherwise, for tips on how to use all this stuff, check out our ViTAC University tab on our website. That'll give you all the stuff on how to use the Quick Cloud, how to use tape an ankle, how to do all that stuff. So go check that out, all right? We appreciate you.